Hi, I'm Kenny Klaus, and this is State 48 Homeowner.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the State 48 Homeowner Podcast, and Happy New Year. It's the time of year that we start to make lists on things that are going to make us different in this year versus last year. And so today I have brought Caroline Kelly. She's a master financial coach. And Caroline, you dive deep into people's finances and help them figure out ways that they can succeed.
Absolutely, Scott, I do. It's an amazing opportunity to be able to sit with people and to really look at where their finances are going and is it working for them or not, and what can we do to make that better. And it's been great to work with thousands of families and help them go ahead and get out of debt, build wealth, and make their financial goals a reality.
And we've gotten to see some people that you have been able to help, some people that have started that journey into home ownership, some people that already were homeowners but needed to get back on track. And it's been so cool to see people celebrate becoming debt-free or just making huge strides in that direction.
Absolutely. It's so great to see a family, see parents change it to their children's lives by being able to say that stress is gone in day-to-day life. And it's been so great to see them do that and just be able to breathe more and be able to work forward in their life and not have that hanging on them. So good.
So we've been in a period of time where we've seen a lot of inflation, a lot of changing prices. We've had some ups and downs. I remember we went and eggs were like $10 a carton, and then all of a sudden they went back to normal. But some stuff has stayed up there. My kids and I went on a trip. We don't normally drive through. And we went through a drive-through, and I couldn't believe that we were paying over $30 for, 3 people.
Oh yeah, a drive-through meal right now is the same as if you went to sit down, isn't it? You could go have a sit-down meal for the same price.
But here's the thing: you can go to Fry's and get steaks and asparagus and eat pretty well for the exact same price. It's
absolutely
nuts. So as people are looking at this changing time period, our dollar isn't getting as much weight as it used to. What is the biggest challenge that people have at reducing their costs?
I think the biggest challenge is living through the shift. We get in such a behavior in everyday life, right? We're always working towards those things that everybody wants to do with their money and their life. But we get so busy and we start to just be kind of on autopilot. And then all of a sudden there's a creep up in this economy, and we think we can outdo it without shifting to it. And really shifting to it is the most important part. And how do you shift? That's what I help people with. How do you shift to this to still stay in those values you want to be in, but also be able to survive and work through that, right? What does this look like during this period of our lives?
So we've decided to shift. How do we figure out that it's time to shift? How do you know that you've kind of turned the corner and it's time to make a shift and make a change in your personal finances?
When your personal finances don't align with your family goals, your financial goals, or any type of value you have, if it's not in line and it's not getting you to those things, then that's the time to shift here. Because if you're not with your goals, you're going to fall behind on those. So if the economy is going up and you've got a bunch of subscriptions, you might have to break up temporarily with a few of those. That's one way we do it, right? It's like, okay, break up with it. So this gets to be a new way of being able to look at that and focus forward.
The Klaus team is different. With the Klaus team, you have someone on your side. Where you live and make memories is important. We have more unique strategies than anyone else to help you accomplish what matters most to you. We can help you with traditional real estate as well as other options such as our lease purchase programs. We can help you buy first then sell, and we can bring you instant offers. We're here to help our neighbors achieve the American dream and help them build wealth through home ownership. For more info or to start your home search, visit us online at klausteam.com. Okay, so it's January.
Yep.
We've just had New Year.
Yes.
It's time for what is your take on New Year's resolutions?
I don't believe in New Year's resolutions. And over the years, I used to be a big believer. New Year's resolutions, yay, we get into that. Really, New Year's is such a great place of renewal and everything. And I love that point of feeling of a renewal. But really going into goal setting is the biggest part about this. New Year's resolutions, studies have shown that by the 19th of January, New Year's resolutions are gone and out the window.
Yeah, I love looking at social media posts of people that really go to the gym all year long, and they'll take pictures of the parking lot. And I have not seen this parking lot this full since last January.
Yeah. Just wait another week or two, right? And then it'll be done. So really, when we're working in the beginning of the new year with people, it's what does this look like to make this a goal and not just look at this is a start resolution. What do we want December 2024 to look like? And what are we doing to work towards that? And that's the big goal setting process here over a resolution of I just want to handle my money better, or I just want to be able to do something, or buy a home, be able to buy a home, right? Or be able to buy a car, or be able to buy what I want. How are you going to get there? Yeah. And when you address that, you push through that 3-week period that everyone at the gym does, and you're now a gym member through the rest of the year.
Yeah, it's crazy how we can say, these goals, and sometimes we don't even voice them because it just seems so out of reach.
Yes.
We know that we want to at some point pay off our student loans.
Yes.
We want to, at some point, if we're renting, to become a homeowner. And that's a huge thing that you already have a housing cost.
Yes.
And we can take that housing cost and turn that housing cost into being housing cost and investment in our future. Correct. Investment in our retirement, all those kinds of things. And I think there's a lot of times that people have these goals that they don't verbalize, they don't communicate, just because it seems so big and just impossible.
Right. And it may be a bigger goal than I want to cut down my food bill this week, but it's obtainable when you make an action plan towards it. The plan might be a little bit bigger than I want to do just a little bit of better shopping purposes, but it's obtainable. And when you see that that's obtainable in consistency and intentionality month after month after month, you're working towards that goal that's going to get there faster than saying, I just want to do it with no plan in place.
So you're a Ramsey coach.
Yes, I am.
And I know a lot of people will either listen to the Ramsey program, or they might be scrolling through the channels and hear it and hear people do the debt-free scream and hear their story. And I think there's a lot of people that just go, okay, well, either they're making a ton of money to be able to pay off that kind of debt. They won the lottery. Grandma died. Something must have happened because it just can't be that possible to make that huge difference. And when we talk about people that are just looking to reduce the cost of living, let's scale that for a second. How in the world do people that have large amounts of debts, $150,000 in student loan debt or something like that, be able to pay that off in a matter of a couple of years when they maybe make $50,000?
Actually, that's a great question, because I was one of those people who did a debt-free scream. I don't think you know this or not. So, but I was one of those people, and I did not make $150,000. Right? It is intentionality. So that scenario you're putting into place is really what I experienced, and most people that I work with experience. You don't have to make $200,000 a year to get out of debt. When you make a lot, the zero on spending just increases, right? So it's the whole behavior end of this. It's saying these are the most important things for us right now, and we're willing to give up something here to get that. And that intentionality and that drive to know that you're doing something for better is going to make it so much easier, because when you start to see those interest rates raise on those credit cards, and you can really get them done faster, so you can put all that money in the debt section. Now everything you're doing on minimum payments, how would you like to have that back in your pocket? Yeah. How much easier would it be to buy
those
a car
minimum
in cash,
payments
put down
that go
payment?
nowhere, by the way?
Yes, because it's like
we're not knocking down principal. We're just
Nope, it's that tax on. It's really a tax on the borrowing. When you take that and you turn it around and you say, wow, I could take this, and how many months could it be for me to put a down payment on a home? or to buy a car in cash, or to do anything that I want to do. Family vacations, paying for those things in real life. It takes some time to get that traction in the beginning. I mean, it's tough in the beginning, right? But once you get that traction, you start to feel that momentum. And once you feel that momentum, you're moving in the right direction here.
Yeah, I think it's crazy how when we are in a higher interest rate environment for mortgages,
Yes.
that people are, concerned when they see rates where they're at. And yet when we dive in deep, we find out that they have multiple credit cards that are double, triple that. And people are letting their balances stay without, paying them off right away.
Yeah. It's a real big one because it's only $25 a month, or it's only $35 a month. But that's not even scratching the surface of some of the interest rates when you're not looking at what's really going on. And that's a big part here, is what's really going on. And let's move that for, are you working for you or against you? And let's make it all work for you.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, this is Kenny Klaus with Klaus Team Real Estate Solutions. We know there's a lot of confusion in today's market, whether it's billboards, TV, radio, mail. Everyone's trying to get your attention. They offer one lane, where at the Klaus Team, we have over 20 different programs we can help you navigate through to find out what's best for you. And remember, we work for you, they work for themselves. We're here to represent you and make sure you have the best experience possible.
Visit us at klausteam.com/call us first. So as people make, and not talking about, paying off a student loan or anything like that here, but just starting to even just recover and be able to survive in a higher inflation world, but even getting into those next goals and things, as people look around, we've got to cut something because inflation's going up, but a lot of people aren't getting those raises right now. What are things, how do people decide what they're going to cut?
Really, the biggest thing is to ask, is this the timely time to have this expense on my budget? Is this the time to have it here, right? Is this moving me closer or further away from my goal? And those two questions really help you kind of take away from the emotion of the money and really look at the reality of where we are, and saying, yes, we need to eat, but we don't need to buy filet. We may have to buy this right now, or it might be this. What does eating look like? It may not be eating out as much. It may not be doing some things, but is that working closer or further away from those goals you have in your life? That's a big one.
Yeah. I mentioned it to you a couple of weeks ago. My kids and I, my daughter wanted to watch this show called The Middle.
Yes.
And it's about a middle class family in the Midwest, and they were barely scraping by all the time, and so we're watching this show over a period of time, and just I commented to the kids, I was like, that's why they're so poor, is because she never cooks, he never cooks, the kids never learned how to cook. They actually store blankets in their oven.
Yes.
And they're eating bags of fast food for every single meal. And it's like, well, that's why. I mean, the cost of going through the drive-through versus just, running to the grocery store every now and then, filling things up. There's a lot of resources out there too, where, people can get food from the food banks and stuff. And it's not like you have to qualify for these things, but just to stock up home. And if you need a little help doing that, there are resources out there, but just to stock up home so you can come home and you don't have to do gourmet meals.
Yes.
It's simple meals, but it's so much less expensive than eating out. Now, go out and eat out, but not every meal.
Right. What does eating out look like? And I love how you said this. What does eating out look like in this season and for this reason of our lives? What are our goals? And is eating out 3 times a week getting us closer or further away from our goals? And if it isn't, how can we shift and pivot to do that? There's lots of things, right? Crock pot.
Yep.
Put it on. There you go, right? It's that time of year.
And it's one of the best things too, is because you come home and you're like, oh man, I'm so tired. And you open the door and it's
you
like,
smell it. You're like, who did all that cooking? Oh, I did earlier today. Thank you,
Yeah, and there's so many different things you could do, and there's things that you could do that are quick and inexpensive. I'll tell you what, my kids and I, we do Brenner every couple weeks. Not only is it super fast and easy. It's probably one of the cheapest meals that we eat, and everybody loves breakfast. So.
Yeah, I love breakfast for dinner. Every now and then I just do it, and it's the most amazing thing in our house. And there's some things that are nostalgic, right? Mm-hmm. Having a meal when you just come home and make a quick meal, and something that's nostalgic for you from when you grew up, and you get to share that with your children if you have them too, especially. What does that look like? It's a comfort that you are getting that you're giving yourself, rather than going through that drive-through and having that memory of that type of food. You're now giving yourself your own comfort food from home. And that's really an important part here. Food and eating out, I would say, out of the thousands and thousands of people I've helped and served, is really the biggest thing. And not even during this economy, always. Mm-hmm. But this economy especially, right? Because it has doubled, sometimes tripled. And that's been a big part of this for individuals, because there's so much emotion around money, around food and money, because of the fact that food is a comfort. Yeah. There's a culture involved. There's a lot of things of memory of childhood, right? When you say childhood, you always think of your favorite meal, those types of things. And what does that look like to incorporate that into your life, but balance it out too? We're not eating steaks every night, but we're eating healthy foods. We're able to make them. And actually, you're making them at a fraction of a cost of eating out.
So Caroline, what are some great and easy ways for us, things that we can cut out so that we can reduce the cost of living?
Number one, look at your food budget. People can reduce food budgets once they realize how much they're spending by 50%. Number two, what are the extracurricular activities you're spending in your life? Are you using them? Is that gym membership being used, or is it just something there every year to make you feel like you're doing it, right? Are you doing the activities that are in the budget of your life?
Are you paying $45 a month for a Peloton clothes hanger?
Correct. Yes, absolutely. The Peloton clothes, I love that. So that's a big one, right? Is that what you're doing? Is this where your money's going? And what does fun and everything look like in your life? Does it have to be $1,000 ticket or $100 ticket to a concert, or could it be a $10 ticket to a movie, right? Mm-hmm. What's this looking like? And really valuing and weighing. If I do this, I'm not going to be able to do that. And is that okay? Which one's more important to me? Really doing that, especially when we live in a society where everything's quick and at your fingertips and everything else. Taking a few minutes to breathe and do that will help you really see where you're not moving forward in your goals and how you can.
And sometimes it's the small bites.
Yeah, a little bit at a time.
We bring up streaming services quite a bit.
Yes.
Everybody has too many of them.
Yes.
And, one thing that people can do is, if there is a show on a specific streaming network that you really want, when you sign up for that one, cancel another one.
Yes.
Finish that one, and if you need to go back to the other streaming service, go back to it. But you can alternate. All of them allow you to start and stop at any time.
Yeah.
And you can come back into it. But $9.99, $12.99, those things add up really fast, especially when you think about 12 months.
Yeah. And people don't put the whole year in perspective. They look, it's only $10 a month. Well, that's $120 a year. And you have 10 of those, that's $1,200 a year that you have on streaming services, on apps. So it's, what do you have? And a lot of people, listen, it's on the credit card. It's out of sight, out of mind. It just comes in on a bill. Really sit down and see it. So many people, when we sit down to work on where their money's going, they're like, I didn't even know I had that. Or, hey, I had a Hulu subscription, and so did my husband. And we had it on 2 different cards, and no one ever knew because we just paid the bill. Where's the money going? And then shift from it. But yes, the subscriptions, it's kind of like that dating thing. Breaking up's hard to do. But like you said, putting them on rotation in our household, that's what we do. We have a 3-slot rule. Okay. And that's it. And when we watch everything on one channel, we pull it off and we put a new one in the slot. And it's been a great thing for us. We have no more than $20 in subscriptions a month, and we just rotate the slots.
So if people want to take the next steps and talk to a professional, how do they get a hold of you?
They can get a hold of me. My phone number is 602-909-0112. But they can get a hold of me on the website too, which is ramseycoach.com, /fit financial coaching.
Thank you so much for sharing this stuff.
Absolutely.
I'd like to have you back. Thanks for spending time with us this week at State 48 Homeowner, the ins and outs of owning an Arizona home. You can connect with us for more information, submit topics you'd like us to further discuss. You can see relevant videos, give us feedback, answer your real estate questions, and more at state48homeowner.com.